Welcome back to the conversation. We are unpacking the story behind the Waterboyz. It's giving you sort of a different perspective of some of the really unfortunate scenarios that you've probably seen on the news that kind of shaped your perception of Waterboyz. We wanted to take it a step further. So we've been talking to filmmakers Coke Daniels and Dolapo Erinkitola about their movie Waterboyz, coming soon to Apple TV, and joining the conversation, two young men who have found a new way to sell water. It's Santonio and Elijah, 17-year-old cousins, who pretty much grew up as brothers, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So tell me, I know one of you used to be a water boy, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what that experience was like. How old were you when you started?
So I was 11 years old when I first started selling water. So it was just like, it was an experience for me. It was like, it was new because I was getting introduced by my friends, and it was so much going on like within the household, and like I was a kid that wanted a lot of things, and I'd seen that my mom was lacking on, you know, financial stuff. So I just wanted to take it upon my way, you know, to just try to help her out and try to, you know, not let her think about me too much and think about my other siblings.
How sweet of you not to want to have your mom have to worry about you. That's very thoughtful. How did you start? Like, you had other friends who were doing it, so did they just teach you, or you just get out there? So how do you learn to walk up to somebody in a car and say,
what it was we had a cooler. We went to the store and bought like water, bought some ice, you know, put the water in, put the ice in. We'd just stand on the corner and for like hours. We'll be out there till like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Just selling water from 6 o'clock to like 10 o'clock.
What kind of things, did anybody ever hurt you, may I ask? Did anybody, because you know the cash starts to pile up after a few hours, right?
Well, one time somebody had threw like some change at me and my friends, but we didn't retaliate, you know, like usually how people think like water boys retaliate, throw water back, but I didn't retaliate, you know. It really hurt me because I was like, I wouldn't really think that somebody would look at kids like that, like harmful. Like, we're kids, we're the younger generation. I wouldn't think nobody would look at us harmful like that.
So, and you did it for how long? You started 11, and how long did you do it?
For like 3 years.
Every day in the summer?
Yep.
Sometimes after school?
After school.
Were you ever
during the weekends?
Were you ever scared? Did you ever feel like, man, I'm just out here with all this cash?
When I first started, cause I ain't gonna lie, we'll be on busy roads, like, so it was like you'll have like mindset like, oh, I don't want to get hit by a car being out here, and somebody, you know, having the wrong intentions on us.
Absolutely, absolutely. For you, Santonio,
yes, ma'am.
You did not do this, but it was something you thought about doing. I want to ask you this. You see on the monitor here, we're looking at some images. Obviously, these are news reports of other young people who have been involved in situations when things went wrong. This is not a depiction of you. But when you saw these stories about the Waterboyz, how did that make you feel?
So I was more in need of work because I seen what my family was going through, and we come from the same family, you see what I'm saying? So we had just about the same issues.
Right.
Seeing it, and I got more siblings than him. So my mom, she does have a little bit more on her plate. That also drove me to want to, you know, do something, whether it be sell water, cut grass, do something.
Yeah.
When I was seeing the stories, it kind of even painted an image in me, in my head, about how negative they could be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I started to look at them like, that's how y'all doing it? Like, at first it was more, I seen them as entrepreneurs that were trying to make a living. But when the violence start ensuing and it start getting more rapid and things like that, and they start putting more leashes on them, I start seeing like, okay, so it's an ugly side too.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to talk about the group, hey, that you work with, that you learned some skills with. What I want to bring you in this conversation, because I'm trying to fight back tears of boys who are trying to care for families. And I know that that's something that you saw a lot of when you had adolescent and teenage boys thinking about how many siblings they have to help their mothers take care of.
I was just going to say, I mean, it's the pressure. And being a water boy or being a young entrepreneur, there's so many different facets that you have to consider.
Yeah.
You consider your home, but also you're not out there in business by yourself. You have to understand partnership. You have to understand the dangers of where you're around, and you have to understand how to be proficient in your job. I mean, to be a water boy, everyone thinks you're just going out there just throwing water. But all of those things you have to take in consideration. You have to keep your mindset. So hats off to the
And you got to keep your head on a swivel, right? I mean, depending upon which corner you're on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And piggybacking on what they said, that's a message in the film. One of the young men is like trying to help his mom with the bills. Like his mom is a single mom. She's overwhelmed. He doesn't want to be a burden. So that's his means for going out and selling water. You know what I mean? To help take care of his mom, help contribute. He's also trying to put himself through college. So yeah, that it just, like you said, I was fighting back tears too listening to them, because it made me feel like we really captured that message in the film too, to make people understand that the why. Why are these kids out here doing it? Yeah.
Do you hope? I mean, tell me when this is coming out. When can people see this?
It's available now on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play, Fandango,
all the
TV,
platforms.
Yeah, it's available everywhere.
I'm curious to my two young entrepreneurs here. What does it feel like to know that there's a positive movie that's trying to tell the story of what your life experience was like, as opposed to just a lot of the negative news stories that were out there for so long?
I feel like I really like it, because I feel like it's a better perspective on what people think of us. Like when I first came with Miss Casey and she was like helping us out with it, I seen how people used to talk on us, like talk down on us and talk about us. Yeah. So like when I heard that it was a movie, I was like, oh, I got to watch it.
Good. We're going to pause right there. You mentioned Miss Casey. Coming up, you're going to hear from Miss Casey. She is the co-founder of the organization that extended a hand to Santonio and Elijah. It's called Hey. It's a really great program where they're trying to show boys and girls, right, how they can take those skills that they've got and use them in other spaces. We'll have that conversation when we return. Stay with us. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.